everyone. I'm super excited today. I've got someone who's very, very special and talented, and he's done so much in his career. He is one of the biggest producers, directors, and writers in Bollywood, and he's also acted in a few films. So I'm so happy to have him with me. I have the one and only Mr. Kunal Kohli. He also is the founder of Kunal Kohli Production House. So it's truly amazing to have him with me. So, welcome, Kunal, to this episode. I'm truly grateful for you doing this podcast with me and knowing little insights on your journey. So, I want to know, Kunal, to begin with, did you always wanted to be in the entertainment segment, or was there any other career path? A little bit, if we go back a little bit on your journey, and how did you start Kunal Kohli Productions?
I never wanted to do anything else. Even when I didn't know I wanted to be a filmmaker, I wanted to be a filmmaker at that time. I'll tell you how. Because when I was in the first standard or second standard, or as they say, first grade or second grade, and there was a class play, and the teacher was telling us what to do. She was directing the students. And I told her, I said, I want to do what you do. She said, what, you want to be a teacher? I said, no, no. I want to, like how you're telling us what to do in the play, I want to do that. She said, you want to direct plays? I said, no, I want to do this for movies. So I didn't even know there was a job called direction or what direction entailed. But I knew at that age, I want to make movies. And when we would be asked to write compositions in school, I would tell the teachers, why can't we draw it? Why do we have to write it only? So I was making storyboards even without knowing what a storyboard is. So
Wow. Also, you have directed so many iconic movies. In fact, one of my favorites is Hum Tum. I don't remember. I must have watched it so many times. But when
mm,
it comes to directing, actors like Saif Ali Khan, Rani Mukherjee, and then, he's got a different persona, and then you switching to someone like Amir Khan, in Fana. So, what is that like? What is, the shift with them as individuals also, and for you as a director when you're directing them?
so, whoever the actor might be, it can be a superstar like Amir, or it can be a brilliant actor like Saif or Rani or Kajol or Ritik or Karina, Tabu. I've had the fortune of working with all these brilliant actors, Rishi Kapoor,
Right.
Kiran Kher. I've worked with some of the best talent in this industry. But whether you're working with these superstars, these super actors, or you're working with an innocent child actor,
Right.
or you're giving an instruction to a junior artist, that person at that point in time who's in your frame has to perform as well as anybody else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether that's an Amir Khan or it's a junior artist. They have to perform.
Okay.
So, um, and in a good director's film, you will see that every character stands out. You see Raju Irani's films, there'll be landmark scenes which are done by unknown actors. That scene, I think it's in one of the Munna Bhais, where this guy comes and takes out his clothes in the middle of the office for his intro. It's a brilliant actor. I mean, that's a brilliant scene given to not a superstar. That's a director's job. So you have to get that reaction, you have to make them perform. So whoever the actor might be, it is our job to make them perform.
Right. Also, I'm a little old school, so I always loved watching movies in the theaters. But in terms of today's rise of OTT, a lot of people are switching towards OTT platforms. So what is your take on that? Where do you see the future of OTT? Is the single screen still gonna be, as prominent, or you think with time it's gonna diminish, or what is your take on that?
Um, See, content will always work in cinema houses as long as it is good. Okay. Movies are like food. खाना तो घर पे भी बनता है. फिर
Right.
हम बाहर क्यों जाते हैं खाना खाने के? You go out to eat because you're getting an experience that you're not getting at home of the food, the cuisine, the way it's made, the way it's presented. So you go out and you're willing to pay that money.
Right.
You can, whatever dish you're making at or you're getting outside, you can possibly make the dish at home today. Even something as complicated as sushi can be made at home, butter chicken can be made at home, biryani can be made at home. Why do you go out to eat? So that's a different experience.
Right.
As filmmakers, we have to give a different experience in the theaters that OTT is. OTT is like a kitchen. वो घर पे रहेगा, हमेशा on रहेगा, 24 hours रहेगा. उधर भी खाना मिलेगा, उधर भी बिरयानी मिलेगी, लेकिन यहाँ की बिरयानी कुछ अलग है. It has to be that exciting that people go to the theater and pay money for it.
Right.
They're also paying for OTT. But there is a difference in watching a film like this,
Yeah.
or watching it on your TV, or watching it on the big screen.
Right.
But I have to give you that experience. So I draw you out of your house, your comfort of your house, and show you something or show you a spectacle. If I don't do that, फिर घर पे बैठ के OTT देखो.
Right. You worked with so many actors, so many talented actors. Do you want to share some kind of experience working with any of them, particularly which, you recollect, in your memory that, it's a funny incident or, any kind of incident which you would recall and, would like to share with us?
That's I mean, it's too, broad a question to give a specific answer. But actors are like children. They're very smart. They can surprise you. They can do something very different, and they'll give you something you're not, uh, expecting. But you have to create the right ambience for them. You have to create the right atmosphere. You have to pamper them. You have to spoil them a little bit. Not by giving 20 makeup bands and having an entourage of 30 people. Not that way. Give them a good script. Give them a good environment on set. Give them everything. Pamper them a bit, and then see how they fly.
Yeah.
But pampering, like I said, has to be limited to the film
Yeah.
environment and within a budget. Not
Yeah.
कि आप 25 लोगों का entourage.
Right. I would also want to know your vision forward. Like today, if I see Kunal Kohli probably 10 years down the line, I'm sure you must have set certain targets for yourself, certain goals for yourself, as individually as well. What is that, and where do I see you probably 10 years down the line, your vision forward?
At least one theatrical release minimum every year.
Okay.
I mean, if Clint Eastwood in his 80s was making a film every 1 2 years, I'm sure I can, in my 50s, make a film every year. And I want to make at least one theatrical film every year and do other work for OTT as well. But one film for the theaters every year is what I want to target,
Right.
minimum.
Our country, I believe, we have so much talent, probably which is unnoticed, so much talent which is unnoticed, and there are a lot of youth of today who want to get into the field which you are in, you know, but they probably have the talent, but they do not have the right avenues, to reach out. So what is on that? Would you like to say, how does one, can explore their talent, and in terms of reach out to the right medium?
So when the student is ready, the master will appear.
Okay.
Uh, there is no way, there is no formula, there is no path. Okay, do A, B, C, D, E, nothing. You have to be persistent. You have to be at it till it works. And you have to understand that there are millions of people who try and don't succeed. For every Javed Akhtar who came from out of Bombay, slept on railway stations, had no house, but today is an institution. There are many who didn't make it.
Right.
There are many um who might have been close to his talent who didn't make it the way he did.
Right.
What was it in him that made him work? Maybe it was his perseverance, persistence, जिद कि नहीं ये तो करना ही है और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं.
Right.
Uh, a lot of people I've seen, I talk to them, they're like, oh, I'm giving myself 2 years, I'm giving myself 1 year. Okay, your life, you give yourself as much time as you want, but you can't let fate and destiny and the film industry decide कि अच्छा हम अब इसने तो हमें 2 साल दिया, 2 साल में हमको इसके बारे में कुछ करना पड़ेगा. ऐसा
Right.
थोड़ी ना होता है. You have to just be at it. Uh, I've faced success, I've faced failure, I've faced not having a job, I've faced not having a film to direct. What do? I just wake up every morning and open the laptop and write and write and write and work and work and work and knock on doors and make sure I get something. You can't give up.
right.
So the only thing is you can't give up. And if you give yourself timelines like, okay, बस ये 2 साल में करता हूँ फिर मैं कुछ और करता हूँ तो पहले ही कर दो ना. Why are you waiting for those 2 years? अभी ये मत करो.
Right. Because as you rightly said, Kunal, I think failure is a stepping stone towards success. So, unless you don't fail, you won't know what success is like. So I think in our journey, in everyone's journey, they do fail, and they experience that. And I don't think anyone should get disheartened.
It's
You
very
know?
easy to say. These are words.
Yeah.
These are words. Failure is a stepping stone to success. ये words है. जब करना पड़ता है ना, तो to put it mildly, फटके हाथ में आ जाता
Yeah.
है. That's a very different ballgame.
Right.
It's very different. When you are faced with failure, at that point in time, you can't borrow dialogues like
Right.
today's failures, tomorrow's success. Yeah, that's a very, very different. But you have to
What?
go through that. And you can't give up. So the main thing is never give
Uh, you know, uh, an actor like, you worked with an iconic actor like Rishi Kapoor ji, who's not with us anymore. I've grown up seeing all his films, and he's lived from generation to generation, So, what was it like, especially working with him, as a person, because we've seen his
up.
short-tempered side, we've seen his loving side, but like you knowing him one-to-one personally for so many years, I'm sure. What was his, experience with him on a one-to-one basis?
There was never a temper. It wasn't a temper.
Okay.
It's a it's a demeanor. It's a style. It's
Okay.
an andaz. It's an ada. He's like that. If you look at it as a temper, then it's a temper.
Okay.
I never saw his uh, little tough exterior as temper or as difficult or as anything like that. It was just how he was. And if you love someone, then you love them for everything. And I love Chintu ji beyond everything. So for me, I never saw a bad mood. I never saw temper. I never saw irritability. I never saw these things. I just saw a very loving man who had a certain style. And the moment you understand that, then you
Right.
don't see those things because beneath that is a very loving man. And he's, by the time I started working with him, please remember, he had worked with some of the greatest filmmakers of this country.
Right.
He knew in 5 minutes on set, he could walk into a set and in 5 minutes he knew kaun kitne pani mein. How good is the DOP? How good is the
Wow.
sound recorder? How good is the director? He would know just by walking in. Today I
Wow.
can do that. Today I walk into a set and I know exactly who's doing what and who's not doing.
Wow.
So with all that experience, he had no time for bullshit. You couldn't, if you wanted something, tell him, he would deliver.
Right.
You can't tell him, sir, कुछ कीजिए. कुछ कीजिए मतलब क्या है? Then obviously he'll get irritated. He's
Yeah.
worked with Raj Kapoor, he's worked with H.S. Ravel, he's worked
Yeah.
with the biggest filmmakers. और आप बोल रहे हो, सर कुछ कीजिए मतलब क्या है? बोलो क्या चाहिए? He will deliver that.
Okay.
That's Rishi. So you can't, you know, you
Yeah.
can't be lost and be behaving like that and then expect him to be
Right.
sweet, comforting to you. Then you don't
Right.
deserve
Right.
it. Then he should be even more,
Yeah.
uh, himself.
And one thing about him, he's got such a larger than life personality, and so many shades of characters through his entire career he's done. It's truly, as a when I was growing up, watching him also was actually so pleasing to the eye. So,
You don't realize the. I feel bad for anyone in the film industry who hasn't had a chance to work with him.
right,
You always don't see the brilliance of an actor till you work with him because what you're seeing otherwise is the final result.
right,
You don't see the conditions in which that shot is given, the limitations, all that you don't see. You don't see the material that was given or not given to an actor. You don't see all that. You're just seeing the final product. Once you see that and you see then what actors of the caliber of Chintuji perform and the nuances they bring in, then you realize that, my God, this is a man that needs to be studied. He's a textbook.
Also, I want to know, Kunal, how do you deal with stress? Like today, in terms of a lot of people turns towards spirituality, fitness also, you being a very important thing, especially after Corona, everyone's taught us, that how important fitness is also in today's day and age. How do you deal with stress? How do you motivate yourself every day? When you have low days, what do you do, in terms of pepping yourself up? So how do you deal with that? Because a lot of people have stress, but what I've noticed in today's time, people don't voice it out. They keep it to themselves, which is also not a good thing. So I want to know, like, how do you deal with day-to-day issues and problems?
I don't have time to sit and wallow.
Okay.
Uh, I don't have time for first world problems. I have bills to pay. I have scripts to write and miles to go before I sleep, using a poetic phrase.
Yeah.
So I don't have time for all this. ये अमीरों के चोंचले.
Okay.
Uh, I don't have time. I have to work. I have to provide for my family. I have to make my career. I have to make films. I don't have time to sit and deal with what do I do for stress and what do I do here, what do I do there. Oh, this is not happening. Let me follow in self pity. या टाइम नहीं है इन सब के लिए काम करना है बिल्स पे करने हैं आई वांट वर्क I don't want all these first world issues.
Okay. Also, would you like to share some of your forthcoming projects? What are you excited about, especially, what is coming to the table and, you're really working on?
It's a little too early to talk about that right now. They're in pre-production stages, as in they're still in scripting stages and all. So it's a little early to talk about that. So let's not open that door.
Okay. And also, Kunal, I want to know, like, if you want to give a message, to all our viewers watching us today, a positive message from your side, what would that be?
So okay, just about fitness. So the one thing I do is like last night, I had a very late night. I'd gone out with some school friends. We ate a lot, drank a lot, everything. But I was up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I went for a 1 hour long walk. I walked about 7 kilometers. That does not change. You can do anything the previous night. Have to go out. Have to walk. Put in the hours. You cannot uh, compromise your health regime. That has to be there. So you have to look after you. And so, well, I mean, I don't know about messages. I'm just like, yeah, dua mein yaad rakhna. Pray I get to make good films, get the opportunities to make good films. And I feel when sometimes I mean, I see certain films and I get horrified that, I mean, I know the budgets or I figure out the budgets and I'm like, my God, इतने पैसों के साथ, इतने रिसोर्सेज के साथ, इतनी बजट के साथ तुमने ये बनाया. I think we need to respect the opportunities that we get. We need to give opportunities to the right people. People in positions of power need to greenlight the right kind of projects. So I think that's, and then once the projects are given, people need to understand the importance of what they have, the value of what they have, and really put their heart and soul in it. And if they can't, step aside and let someone else do
True. Yeah. Okay, so now it comes to a fun rapid fire section, just to know you more personally. So these are going to be quick answers from your side.
it. Hmm.
So to begin with, what is your all-time favorite holiday destination?
Thailand and London, two act.
Okay, your all-time favorite cuisine, and also one thing which you think you cook really well.
Uh, Favorite cuisine has to be Chinese. If anyone knows me, they know that. I'm actually quite a decent cook, so I can cook a lot of things well. Veg, non-veg, a lot of things. The only thing I can't make are dal and roti. Rest everything else I'm pretty good.
Okay, your current favorite read, which book which you're currently reading, which you're really enjoying?
I haven't read something in a long time, I have to admit. But there is a podcast that I've been listening to by William Tarrantville and Anita Anand called The Empire, which has really been, you know, grabbing my attention during my morning walks.
Okay. Your favorite genre of music and any kind of current favorite tracks which you're loving it, which you keep humming, when you're like going anywhere.
I don't have a favorite genre in music. I mean, I love rock and roll. I love the 60s ka rock and roll. Uh, that's I mean, I love the Beatles, Doors, uh, Pink Floyd, Eric Clapton, The Who.
Okay.
That's one part, and then I love my Hindi film music
Okay.
of the 60s, 70s, even 80s. Strangely, had some very good music. 90s. I love Hindi films.
Okay. According to you, in today's generation of actors, uh, for your next or your forthcoming movies, which one would you want to cast them? Which one of them would you like to cast?
I think we have very good actors, but I think they need some good scripts and they need some good directors working with them.
Right.
So, uh, yeah, I think that's very important. Uh, we need some, you know, we need our current crop of actors to get some good directors,
What is that one thing that you've dared to do which you've never been able to do?
which I've never been able to do again.
Yeah,
I think bungee jumping.
bungee jumping. Okay.
I pretty much whatever I've dared to do, I can do.
Okay. Also, I want to know what is that one motto which you stand by?
Be at it. Just keep at it.
Okay.
Just wake up every morning and be at it.
If you were given one superpower for a day, what would that be and why?
Go back in time and not make certain mistakes I made.
Okay. And according to you, what is the difference between the millennials and Gen Zs of today?
Not much. Uh, really, not much. I know everyone says, oh, this generation is like this. It's said about every generation. I said it about my parents said it about their parents said it about their grandparents. It just goes on. It's basically we're all the same. When I mean, my generation looked at Sachin hitting a six or a four and got excited. This generation looks at Virat and gets excited when he hits a four or a six. And I grew up with Bachchan, the generation after me with Shah Rukh, and current generation with Ranbir Kapoor.
Yeah.
The adulation is the same. You can't say Ranbir is lesser than somebody or Shah Rukh is more than somebody or Dilip Kumar was more than. Dilip Kumar was a mega star, Shah Rukh is a mega star, Ranbir Kapoor is a mega star. They're all mega stars.
Yeah.
So our heroes and reference points keep changing, obviously, with time. But it's the same. The love and adulation Dilip Kumar got uh, from my father, I gave to Mr. Bachchan. The generation after me gave to Shah Rukh. Today's generation is giving to Ranbir. It's the same.
And my last rapid fire question would be, which is that one movie which stuck by you, and you have very fond memories of?
Mine or
No, it can
somebody
be anyone.
else's?
It can be Hollywood, it can be Bollywood, it can be anything.
Oh, there are quite a few. There are many movies which resonate with me. Uh, I mean, I love the Die Hard series, the initial two Die Hards. Uh, I love When Harry Met Sally. I love a lot of Manoj Kumar films. I love a lot of Raj Khosla films, Guru Dutt.
Right.
Uh, so many. I mean, there's cinema for me is not in numbers like year two, year three. There's a whole collection.
Right.
There's a mood, there's a time period, there's Raj Kapoor at certain time, there's Dev Anand, there's Vijay Anand, so many people. The shortlist is not even possible.
Okay, that comes to the end of the rapid fire round. Thank you so much, Kunal. It was such a pleasure chatting with you and sharing insights of your journey. And it's truly
Thank you.
grateful, for you to take out some time to do this. So, wishing
Thank
you
you,
all the
Kunal.
very best on all your future endeavors. I'm really excited to see all your forthcoming projects. So, truly, truly,
Thank
again, wishing you the best, and I'll see you on the other side really soon.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, see you. Bye. Gotta go.